Damn, how did I go from 800 plus to 900 plus votes in only a few days? You guys are too amazing. I was really happy when I saw this. Let's get over 1K votes for this story, fam. Don't forget to vote and comment. I've seen the power of eager readers. 50 plus votes and I'll post the last chapter for part 1 in 3 hours. And if not, I post it later today or tomorrow. So it's up to you guys. Anyway, enjoy part 1 later on that afternoon. Wait. So you're telling me that you're dating Izuku Midoriya? Hado asks, completely shocked. Uraraka's face turns beet red as she brings her index finger to her lips. Shish, not so loud, and I'm not dating him. We've just been hanging out a lot. Calm down. Nobody else is in here but us, Hado chuckles. They're talking in the bathroom since it's the only place they can really get privacy. Plus it's their break. But still, to think that the guy you told me about all that time ago was the #1 writer. What a catch, Ochako, and you say you're not special, Tilda. The periwinkle-haired female grins, while pulling the younger girl's cheek. He must really like you to stick around this long, but I don't blame him since you're so adorable. Uraraka blushes again as Hado lets go of her cheek and starts giggling. As she finally stops, Hado continues, but anyway, I'm guessing that isn't all you wanted to tell me, is it? The brunette calms down and gains a somewhat serious expression. No, it isn't. I actually wanted to ask for some advice. Hado folds her arms, her expression matching the younger female. Dating advice? No. I mean yes. She sighs, I meant just general advice, more specifically when it comes to addressing someone about something they've been keeping from you. Hado furrows her eyebrows, tilting her head. Something they've been keeping from you. Like a secret. Yeah, and it's not like a bad secret or anything, and I'm not even mad at them. Hold on, Ochako, Hado stops her. Sorry to interrupt, but are we still talking about Midoriya? Well, yeah kinda. Uraraka mutters, twiddling her fingers. You see, I didn't actually know he was famous. The periwinkle-haired woman stared down at her junior in silence, her eyes blinking a couple of times. You didn't know he was famous? How? Hado screamed in wonder, confusion and shock washing over her features. He's the #1 writer. He was the youngest person to ever receive that title. He's written countless novels. Everyone in this day and age know who he is. Everyone but me apparently, the brunette mutters, sounding both upset and irritated. Hado gives the younger girl a sympathetic look and sighs. Honestly, Ochako, you're kinda hopeless. The older woman says, petting her on the head. This makes the younger girl look up at her with a pout. Hado grins down at her. But I guess, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if it was, Midoriya wouldn't seem to like you so much. She adopts a soft yet serious expression as she continues, which is probably why he didn't tell you once he knew you didn't know him. I don't think he wants to lose Ochako, and something tells me you don't want to lose him either. Promoted stories. You'll also like Celebrity Scandal Iswocha Fanfic 25.9K 779 Quirkless. Oh, Book 1 completed, started, ended. February 25, 2023. It started from a reunion, the one of an ordinary singer in a club, Ochako Uraraka and the Devilish. Waves Kiri Baku Deku 376K 15.6K rankings #1 in Karibakudeku, #3 in Pro Kiri Baku Deku It comes and goes in waves, it always does. It always does. We watch as our young hearts fade into the flood, into checkmark one-sided 140K 5.2K. This is a Baku Deku fanfic. Izuku's dream of being a hero changes after he got diagnosed to be quirkless. That dream had become a fantasy, but he soon twisted. Just feeling better 102k 2.5k after. A long break Izuku returns changed and feeling better than ever. What will the class think of their cinnamon roll? This story goes through, in short, of his Chan. UA's Ghoul Ghoul. Izuku. O 29.3k 961 Bina. X Tokyo Ghoul. All it took was one date for Izuku's world to be turned upside down and changed forever. Desperately trying to hold onto his dreams of becoming a he. Playboy hollow right pointing triangle Bakudaku 249k 7.7k. But that isn't going to stop me from taking back what was rightfully mine from the fucking beginning. Izuku and Uraraka are best friends, nothing could ever tear the. I am here for you Izwocha 236k 4.5k characters. And settings all owned and created by Kohei Horikoshi. This is a non-profit fanfiction edited by Nimish Wankade and Kaori 112 Arc 1. Ochako is worried Abu. Uraraka stares at Hado, her gaze widened. She realizes that her senior is right. She's so afraid of Midoriya leaving her because she now knows who he really is, but, maybe. This is the catalyst that will allow them to grow into something more, something stronger, something beautiful. She takes in a deep breath, her clouded and worried thoughts quickly dissipating into a single goal. She knows what she wants to do now. She refuses to let Midoriya go. She'll prove that a simple, ordinary girl like her can be with an amazing, extraordinary guy like Izuku Midoriya. Nejire. The brunette looks up at her Hado, a deep determination in her brown eyes. I'm going to confess my feelings to Deku. Hado is surprised by the amount of resolve in this girl's gaze but ultimately smiles as she feels a sense of pride in her and just a little bit of deja vu. She's reminds me so much of myself before I started dating Tamaki. She then chuckles and gives her a little thumbs up. Good luck Ochako. Degree. Later on that evening, after speaking with Hado, Uraraka continued on with her day before leaving work a bit early to meet with her Asui and Toga for their study date at her house. With her mind made up, she's put at ease and can finally focus on her studies. Well, she's still a bit nervous but at least she's not as stressed out over everything as before. Those finals aren't going to pass themselves. So she and her friends spend a good 2 hours hitting the books, and even though Toga distracts them every now and again with whining and inappropriate comments, especially when it came to science. Practically everything is in the gutter with this girl, they still manage to get a good amount of studying and revision done, mostly because Asui managed to lower Toga's nuisance level to a bearable amount. And thus, the three friends finally take a break, and Ochako brings them snacks and drinks. Bon appetit! The brunette offers the other girls an assortment of cookies, sliced up fruit and triangle sandwiches. I got the cookies from work. Mr. Gunhead said I could take some home. Well, that's very nice of him, Asui says as she helps herself to a chocolate cookie. It's probably because of all the hard work you do. Yeah, you're awesome Choco. Toga adds with a mouthful of cookies and a sandwich in her hand. Uraraka blushes from embarrassment. You guys are too much. Hey, we're just being honest, Asui shrugs before taking a sip of her orange juice. So about our study sessions. I think 2 hours every day this week works right. Sounds good to me, Uraraka agrees while eating apple slices. Well, if we can have snacks like this after every session, I'm good. Toga cheers as she hoards all the sandwiches to herself. At least pretend like sandwiches are for all of us. The brunette mutters, but the blonde girl just continues eating all of them, causing her to sigh. Uraraka chuckles. It's okay Sue, I can make some more. No, don't stress yourself, I'll just make sure that when we have a session at my house, she'll starve. The coldness in Asui's voice is only made worse by her blank expression. Toga flinches before shifting the rest of the sandwiches to the brunette. Oh okay, very funny Sue. Here you can have the rest of the sandwiches. It's too late. I don't want them anymore. Please enjoy them by yourself. No, please. I'm sorry, Suyu. Don't do this to me. As Toga continues to beg Asui for forgiveness, Uraraka smiles at her friends. It's amazing that they get along at all. She's about to clear up the table when she remembered what Asui said earlier. Hey, Asu, she calls, and the brunette turns her attention to the brunette while still ignoring the blonde. When you said we'll have a study session every day this week, does that include Friday too? Well, last time I checked, Friday falls under every day this week. Yeah, I know. That was a dumb question. It was, for me at least, but it seems valid for you, or else you wouldn't have asked. Asui says, pulling on Toga's cheek when she starts hugging her for attention. Is there, by chance, something you have planned this Friday? Uraraka purses her lips before sighing. Yes, I do. Deku invited me out since we haven't seen each other for a while, and I need to prepare for it since it's our first official hangout outside of the cafe. She puts her hands together and says, but I promise we can study together on Saturday to make up for it. Oh, so Deku asked you on a date? Asui asks. What, date? No, Uraraka says, her face turning red. It's just kind of a formal hangout and I want to make sure I'm ready. So it's basically a date. Toga deadpans. Uraraka sighs, sure, whatever. Asui and Toga exchange glances. Asui responds, sure, it's fine, but only on one condition. What is it? We help you get ready, of course. Toga exclaims excitedly. Uraraka smiles at them and nods eagerly. Sure thing. Thanks, you two. You're the best friends a girl could ask for. We know. Asui smiles. Although, she might get a little angry with what Himiko and I have been doing behind her back, but there's a reason behind it anyway. As long as everything goes according to plan, I can take being yelled at a little. As the girls clear up and talk some more, time passes and it's nearly 10 p.m. Asui and Toga pack their things and leave the building, waving back at Uraraka. They walk down the street together in silence. After a while, Toga speaks. So looks like she's definitely going out with Izuku Midoriya this Friday, just like Miss Ishido said. Yup, which means we better get ready too. The brunette says. Right, so are you gonna make that call now? Naturally. I mean, how else will the plan succeed? Degree, Time skip, Friday evening. To say that Midoriya isn't excited is an understatement. He's been waiting for Friday to come since he asked Uraraka to hang out today. And with the hectic week he's had, spending time with brunette is just what he needed. Especially, since he got a lot of rest of Thursday too. Now he's completely energized. He whips out a green hoodie, plain white t-shirt and blue pants from his closet and puts everything on. Afterwards, he sprays on some cologne and throws a mint in his mouth before checking himself in his mirror. But my hair is so messy though, he puts a hang through it. Maybe I should comb it. He then laughs soon after. Yeah, right, he mutters and grabs his phone before going to his messages. He opens Uraraka's chat where he sees the last conversation they had on Sunday. Wow, we really haven't spoken in a while, Midoriya says, although, I have been busy and she did mention her finals were coming up, so I'm sure she's been busy too. He smiles. He hopes that she was able to get enough studying done as he begins to text her. Izuku Midoriya. Hey Uraraka. I'm all ready, meet at the park entrance, alright? He sends the message and puts his phone away, knowing she probably won't respond right away because she might still be getting ready. It's only 8:30. He muses as he grabs his car keys and walks out his bedroom. He makes sure to lock it like he always when he's not home or when his friends are in his suite. Those bastards might try to snoop around. As always, he keeps a spare key somewhere hidden in the suite which only Eri, Melissa, and Bakugo know about. Midoriya heads downstairs and finds Eri watching My Little Pony and Melissa sitting on the couch with him, occupying herself with her laptop. He smiles before heading over to the kitchen to grab the basket of food he prepared earlier today for his meetup with the brunette. He walks up to the couch and lifts up Eri from behind, causing her to giggle. He throws her in the air and catches with ease, this time with her facing him. Hey Eri, Big Brother's going out now, so make sure to go to sleep by 10, okay? I will, Deku, the white-haired girl says. Now I need to watch my show or else I'll miss it. But it's recording. I like watching it live. Alright Eri, I hear you. But before I go, let me give a big hug. He says as hugs her tightly and she giggles again. You're turning into Mirio, she comments as he puts her down. What? Well, that isn't really an insult. The brunette chuckles as he turns to Melissa, who was just watching them silently. What do you think, Melissa? How is my Mirio level? The blonde woman pretends to ponder, holding her chin. It's definitely a 3. A true Mirio level is 20 and above. But that's barely anything since my boyfriend is easily a 150. But he's actually Mirio, so that's not a fair comparison. Midoriya pretends to whine before shrugging. Whatever, I'm heading out now. Melissa's interest peaks. You, never said where you were going, Midoriya. Yeah, spill. Is it a date? Hagakure suddenly manifests into the room. Now of course, the two of them already know he's meeting up with Ochako Uraraka, but they need to act natural. No, it isn't a date. Midoriya waves her off, wanting to leave it at that, but decides to tell them further. It's just a hangout with a friend of mine that I made recently. She works at cafe on the other side of the city. The weird thing is she doesn't have a clue who I am. Hagakure and Melissa are surprised by what they're being told. Not because Uraraka doesn't know who he is, Asui already informed them on that matter. They just didn't expect Midoriya to actually tell them about Uraraka, aka the girl that made them stick their noses into Midoriya's business, which makes them feel a little bad, to be honest. Oh, really? Melissa says, pretending to be shocked by all this. Wow, that must be interesting. So you haven't told her? Well, no, I don't think I want to tell her yet. I mean, I feel kind of bad that I'm leaving her in the dark, but I'm just not quite ready to see her reaction yet. Why is that? I'm sure she'll understand why you kept your silence. Melissa reassures him. It's because you don't want her to spend time with you just because you're famous, right? Actually, no. Huh, Melissa and Hagakure say in confusion. She doesn't seem like the type of a girl to befriend someone because of something so shallow. I'm genuinely afraid that I'll hurt her feelings and that she won't want to spend time with me anymore. Midoriya sighs and smiles sadly. Which would honestly suck because I really like her, a lot. Quote dot. And I feel like she's the inspiration I need to get back on my feet. A girl like her is the kind of girl that I want to get no better. Midoriya professes, his eyes giving of a soft glint as he continues. And yes, before you ask, she's the reason I've been going out so late at night for almost a month and why I'm a lot happier too. So I'm going to properly thank her tonight and hopefully soon I can tell her the truth, that is. If she doesn't find out on her own, which would really suck, but I guess it can't be helped then. He smiles sheepishly before checking his phone. Well, look at the time. It's 8:50 p.m. I better get going. Sorry for just blabbing on like that. I guess I just needed to say it all, and boy, did it feel good. Anyway, if the others come over, tell them not to wreck the place. He pushes the elevator button and the doors part. As he steps in, he quickly remembers something. Oh right, before I go, there's something I need to tell you too since you're here. Be sure to pass it on to the others at exactly 10 p.m. too, okay? After that long confession, the two females can't help but feel ashamed for the actions of them and the others. If he finds out what they did, they're done for. Sure. What is it? Hagakuri asks. Midoriya smiles at them, but Eri doesn't like the vibe she's getting from him at all. Please vote and comment. Last chapter of part 1 coming later today. So make sure to vote before then. Also, here's some fan art from one of my readers, Amelia_Bloom_Rosetta. It's a scene from chapter 7. See if you can guess which one it is. Thanks so much for making fan art for my story, Amelia_Rosetta_Bloom tilde. I really appreciate it. It makes me so happy. If anyone else would like to do fan art, PLS go ahead. It'll be featured in part 2. Again, my email address is animegrl2468@gmail.com. Lots of love. Heart. Destiny style anime. Where stories live. Discover now.